Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss how we can create our own charts in Android. So let's get started. First of all, let's create a file. I'm naming it as donut chart, or let's say my pie chart. Let me add a method for composables. So comp my pie chart and one method for preview. From this method, I'm calling my pie chart. Okay. Inside this method, I will need some input parameters. For example, I will need the points of charts. So let's say list of float. Also, I will need colors. So for that, colors, fine. So we will be calling this like points equals to some points in list like 25F and 35F. Also, I will need colors. So list of some color. For example, colors dot red and colors dot blue. Perfect. Since we know to draw any shape in Android, first we will need a canvas. So let's draw that canvas. Canvas, I have to add modifier. So modifier. Let me add some attribute to this modifier. For example, it will be in fill max size and its background will be white. So color dot white. Perfect. Let me check if it is displaying in our preview area. So initially our canvas is empty. Let's check the shape which we are going to draw. So you can see here, these are nothing but arcs. So this arc starts from here and ends at here. The another one starts from here and ends here. Let's create them first. So to draw arc, we have to use draw arc. It's color, so for color equals to color dot green. And another parameter which arc has, it has a start angle. So in start angle, we have to define the angle from which the arc will be started. It may be 0 angle, it may be 90-degree or another. So initially, let me set start angle to 0f. Another parameter that we have to use is sweep angle. You can assume this as a progress. So sweep angle, let's say 90f. Also, one more thing, I have to use center. Let me use center to true. If I refresh this, you can see there is an arc in our screen, but it is not in the way we have imagined. So if you see this screen, it's a circle, but in our case, arc is not in circular shape because it has drawn our arc in full width and full height. So for defining its size, we have to use another parameter, that is size. So size equals to size. Inside this, we can give width equals to 200f and height equals to 200f. If I refresh this, okay. So anyhow, it is in circular manner, but still is not as we need. So what we can do? Actually, we have given its width and height too small. What we have to do? We have to give the exact width of our screen. So let's say size dot width and height equals to also size dot width. If I refresh this, you can see there is a perfect arc in our screen. So if we see, it starts from 0 degree. So here 0 angle is always at the right side. So from 0 and it goes to 90 degree. Okay, so if you want to start it from the top center corner, from here you have to use its position in degree. Suppose that if it is 0, it will be like 90, it will be like 180, it will be like 270. So what we have to do, we have to define here 270f. So it will be starting from the top position. Now let's use these values to draw this arc. Since we know we can't use these values directly here, so what we can do, we can calculate the total percentage of these values, like their proportions. So if it is 25, so what is the total share of 25 in both of these values? So we can calculate it like this. First of all, get the sum of these points. So, well, total equals to points dot sum, and now proportions. So proportions equals to points dot map it into 100 by total. So what it will do, for each the value in points, so if it is suppose that it is 25, so it will take 25 here, it will multiply 25 into 100, and it will divide by total. So basically what is doing, it is retrieving the percentage of 25 and the actual percentage value of 35 in this pair. So we will have percentage in the terms of first value and second value. But we can't use this percentage also. So for example, if percentage here, percentage is uh, 70%, for example, or 45%, then I can't use that 45 here directly. What we can do, this is actually a percentage. We can calculate, means how much we can calculate the sweep angle in the terms of percentage. How can we do that? Like uh, sweep angle percentage equals to its sweep equals to proportions dot map and 360, that is the total degree of our chart, 360 into it by 100. So it will be the percentage which I will be getting from the proportions. So I have to draw this sweep angle percentage here. For example, let's say if I change here into this, and if I refresh this, okay, now you can see this is the actual amount of progress which you will get if you pass 25. Suppose that if I pass 55 here, you can see this is that much. So according to the value passed here, the percentage will be changed and here sweep angle will work accordingly. So for now, we have drawn our first value in our chart. Also, we have to draw the second value in the same manner. So let me do some hard-coded stuff. Uh, so this is for the first progress, and this is for the second arc for the value like 35. See, its start angle is 270 f. So it was started from this position, but our second arc will be started from this position. So how we will get that? So whatever the start value was initially, we have to add this much value to the start angle. So for example, let's say if our start angle, where start angle equals to 270 f, and after drawn this, let me add start angle here, start angle. After drawn the first arc, we have to add our start angle plus equals to sweep angle percentage of 0. So whatever amount we have drawn in our arc, we have to add that into the start angle, so that the next arc will be started from here. So instead of passing 270f, you have to give a start angle, and instead of sweep angle of percentage of 0, you have to give here 1. If I, of course, you let's change the color, And if I refresh this, awesome. Now you can see we have achieved our some stuff in our pie chart. Just we have to do some cleanup code and we will be ready with our initial basic pie chart code. Until now, we have some rough idea how we can create pie chart in our Android Compose. Let's do some code refactoring. So for this dark method, I'm not going to write this method multiple times. Instead, we will call this in a loop. So for this, cut this method and place here something like fun draw arc and add this method here. So basically this method is not accessible from any method outside of canvas. So what we can do, actually this method was called from the scope, which is draw scope. So we can also use the same draw scope. Suppose that draw scope dot draw arc. So whenever you are calling this method, you will be calling from the scope only. For example, draw arc. Perfect. Add some input values, for example color, replace this with color. Also we will need a start angle, float, sweep angle, float. Perfect. Replace this with a start angle, sweep angle. Okay, so instead of calling this draw arc, we have to use for each method in sweep angle. So for that, what we can do, sweep angle dot for each, and here what we can do, we have to use draw arc method colors of, hey, you need here index value, but we don't have index. But what we can do, we can use for each index instead of for each method. Perfect. So now we have index and our percentage. What we can do, colors of index and start angle, and we need sweep angle. So sweep angle will be our FL. Sweep angle. So sweep angle. Okay. And one more thing, we have to use the same thing. Start angle equals to start angle plus sweep angle. Okay, so if I refresh this again, I think we have mostly done the basic things. Let me change their values. For example, 40F, 5F, 60F. Also, we have to add 5 colors. So color dot magenta, color dot gray, color dot yellow. If I refresh this, perfect. So I think we have achieved a lot of thing in our first basic pie chart. Now, if you want to add some donut kind of style, suppose that we have this donut shape, then we will have to change a little bit code. Instead of use center equals to, we have to use center to false. And one more attribute is style equals to instead of fill. So by default, it is in fill style. Instead of fill, you have to use stroke. So stroke, and here stroke width equals to, for example, 60F. Anything? Let's test it. Okay, so it is nice but not the perfect one. So what we can do, we have to add some padding from the top left corner. What we can do from the size of width, let's assume we have some padding kind of thing. So well, padding equals to 100F and minus padding, also minus padding. You can see here when I have given the padding, it is starting from this position itself, but it's not at the refactor horizontally. So what we can do, I think, there is another parameter like top, yes, top left, and offset of so from the x we have to give some value which we have added as padding. So some value will be at the end position and some value will be at the right position. So what we can do, padding of half f and padding of half f. Let me refresh this. Okay, so currently it is in center position. What we can do, we can add some more width and we can add some more padding. Okay, so this was the basic thing in pie chart or donut chart, whatever you are saying it. But I have a little bit complex example for this, that is in my pie chart. I have shared this in GitHub. I will be sharing that GitHub address in the description. Let me run this screen so that you may have better idea. Pie compose pie chart. Perfect. If I run this, okay, so you can see here all the code that is written inside compose pie chart has been drawn on the screen. So I have also added some click listeners on our pie chart. By selecting the each arc, you are seeing its progress value. So it is donut chart, it is pie chart, and it is line chart. If you want to see its code, the code is given in the description. Please check and give stars to the rep also.